Hi, I'm Anam Vasquez. We're going to be showing you the tools that are going to be needed for this gypsum board project, okay? First of all, we're going to be using a dried mud pan. 14 inches is always the best because when we use the mud pan, it doesn't matter the taping knives that we're going to be able to buy. You can use even the 14-inch. It doesn't matter. It will fit inside the 14-inch mud pan, okay? You're going to be using also the grout mixer paddle. This grout mixer paddle, you're going to be using it to mix the joint compound and make sure it's evenly smooth so that when you apply it with the steel plate taping knives, it could come out completely smooth, and you can use it to make sure that it joins one gypsum board with the other. So the taping knives are very, very essential to this project. Also, it's used to cut the tape to the exact point so that when you cut it, you can join both gypsum boards and apply the mixed joint compound and make sure that it looks very complete. In this case, we're going to be also using the Drywall Rasp. The Drywall Rasp is going to be used when we cut the gypsum board, and that edge sometimes comes out a little grouty. Well, we're going to be passing the Drywall Rasp so make it a little smooth. When we join the both gypsum boards together, it can look very complete and very smooth in that sense. We're going to be using the next one. It's called the Drywall Hand Sander. The Drywall Hand Sander has a couple of options. If you don't have enough budget, you can use the Drywall Hand Sander, and the hand sander you're going to be using to scrape the excess compound that's on the gypsum board. But keep in mind that when you're scraping it, all the dust is going to be falling on you. So that's one of the not so good benefits from those hand sanders. We also have an upgrade of this hand sander, and it comes with an adapter with a vacuum cleaner. That adapter, what it does is sucks in all that dust that they're scraping off so it doesn't fall on you, and you can work better. But the only problem is that when you scrape it off, there's still a hand sander. You're going to be using a lot of the arm. But the also good thing, the sheets you're going to be using for that sander, it has a lot of holes. So when you attach the vacuum cleaner is going to use up all those holes to suck in all the dirt, the excess dirt. Okay. If you need something much more faster and much up to date, we have the Orbital hand sander that's also connected with the vacuum cleaner. It's a lot better and a lot faster. So it's going to cut your job in half. All the time that you use with the hand sander, you're going to cut the time in half with the Orbital hand sander. And that way, with the battery-powered hand sander, when you pass it on, it's going to be a lot better and a lot faster. Also, the sheets, the hand sander, the sanding sheets, we're going to be using each one. It's going to be 120 grits, each one. But each one, as you can see on the camera, they're all different. One is the hand sander sheet complete. One is the hand sander with holes. That's with the vacuum. And one is the Orbital hand sander. They're also 120 grits, okay? We also have here the Cutout Tool for the gypsum board. When you put in the stud in the track together with the gypsum board, that edge that's going to be overcrowding, with this tool you can cut it so you can make sure it stays within the line that you cut, and make sure it stays smooth and it stays within the line that you have cut. Okay, so we have also the drywall screw setters. This drywall screw setters, we're going to be using that to screw in the screws on the gypsum board and make sure that it keeps the screws a little bit inside of the gypsum board. So when you pass the mixed joint compound on top of the screw, it covers it completely. So if you push it too much, it makes a deeper hole, and then it's going to be grabbing less of the gypsum board, okay? So make sure you don't push it too much. Just keep it simple. Also, we have the drill gun. With the drill gun, we're going to be using the tip. So with the drill gun, it's going to be easier to screw in a couple of screws on the gypsum board. But in this case, we have the simple drill gun, and we have also the drywall screw gun with the accessories. The drywall screw gun with the accessories is a lot better because you can use more than one screw at the same time. And once you can be by yourself holding the structure, and you can be using more than one screw while holding the structure up. That's the best thing about this. That once it cocks, you know, it will be spitting out another screw and another screw and another screw. So it makes your job a lot easier in that sense. We have also the stapler. The stapler, we're going to be using it to make sure that we fasten the corner beads. The corner beads, as you can see, it's this white plastic or vinyl plastic material. They're going to be used to put in the corners so that when we join both gypsum board, we can cover it with mixed joint compound and it comes out very straight and it doesn't have that XX corner of gypsum board. It makes it nice and neat. But with the stapler, we're going to make sure it stays on the gypsum board and not off. You also have the battery-powered battery-powered stapler. With the battery-powered stapler, it makes your job a lot easier, and it's much faster, and it helps you do the work and helps you do it a lot more faster. That's a very, very good thing to have. Also, we have the mouse tail saw. The mouse tail saw is good to cut the holes for the spotlights. When you have the marking with the spotlights, you have to use the mouse tail saw to cut the hole to make sure that the spotlight fits perfectly. Also, we have the short line with the chalk. The short line with the chalk is used to, once you make the measurements, you can use 1 point to 1 point and flick it, and the line comes out depending on the color that you use. So that's a very good item to be using. The other drill gun is an M18, and it's good when you're gonna connect the grout matter paddle, the grout mixer paddle, sorry. And with the grout mixer paddle, you're gonna be mixing the mixed joint compound. But for this case, we're gonna be using this one for the adjustable hole saw later on. So we're gonna be explaining that a little later on. We have the Oscillating Multi-Tool. The Oscillating Multi-Tool we're gonna be using to cut the box for the receptacle or the switch. With this tool, it's gonna be a lot easier, a lot more it's gonna look more perfect like when you cut it down and make it sure that it's nice and beautiful. Okay, we're gonna be using the cut aviation snips. The cut aviation snips is good when you gotta cut down the tracks and the studs and make sure that when you cut it down, it gives a nice clean cut without any extra shavings, right? So with these scissors, it helps you out so you can just cut it down to the size that you need it to, okay? We also have the C-clamps with the regular jaws to hold down the track and the stud while you put in the screws, okay? Also, you're gonna need the leveler. The leveler is gonna maintain all the job products or all the job, the gypsum board and the tracks and the studs are gonna keep it very straight. So when you put it on, it's not anything crooked, okay? The Drywall T-Square is very, very good when you take a different measurement, say it's 6 inches or 12 inches, depending on the size they're gonna be using. So use a T-square and mark the gypsum board and make the line with the pencil and then cut it out with the knife, okay? Also, we're gonna be using the radius square, although 6 inches or 12 inches. Doesn't matter, you know, how long you're gonna be using it, as long as you put it at 90 degrees, and you can be using it to make sure the track and the stud, they stay at a 90 degrees range. So when they all screw together, there's not one larger than the other one, okay? The tape measure is very good because when you're going to use it, you're going to be using it to measuring the exact length of what is going to be cut down. The adjustable hole saw, this is a very essential piece of the whole work job here. The adjustable hole saw, it can be adjusted from 1 to 7 inches. This adjustable hole saw, we can use it when you take out the drill bit, you can adjust the size of the spotlight, and once you adjust the size, you put the drill bit back, and once you put the drill bit back, you can put it inside the tray, and that tray, once it spins, it's going to be cutting out the hole and collecting all the dust and all the debris in that tray. So none of that falls on the floor. So as you can see, it's going to be very good, very essential to this job, okay? So make sure you have this handy, and thank you very much. Have a good day.